Today we'll be discussing chapter number 2. Class is the basis of all computation. Basically, we'll talk about what is a class and what is an object. In this chapter, uh, we are discussing the concept of class and object. So first thing, what is an object? Now, when we talk about an object is an entity that has state and behavior. Like example, you can see here pencil, apple, book, bag, board, anything, whatever you see in real life that will be considered as an object, which will have a state and a behavior. So we can take a mobile phone or a car or a table or a pen that will be considered as an object. So object has three characteristics. First thing, it has a state. State represents the data value of the object. Like we'll take an example of a pen. Now, if you take a pen, the known state, like the state of that particular pen, the color is white, okay, known as its state. So here in this case, color is going to be the state of it. Now we can write with this pen. So we can say it's like the behavior of that pen is writing. And what is the name? Name is nothing but the identity. It's a Renault pen. So here we have any object. We'll take another example also. If you take an object, we have three things. One is state, the value of the object, behavior, how the object would behave, and identity is the unique ID. Like if you take a mobile phone, so here the state of the mobile phone will be what it is call state, or it is idle, or it is ringing. That will be the state. Behavior, you can do various things with the mobile. You can call, you can chat, you can see videos. Many things are there. Identity, the mobile number will be called as the identity. Okay. So another example we can take for this, like a car. So if a car, we say the state of the car, like whether the car is in motion or it is idle, the behavior of the car. We can drive with the car, we can sit in the car and you can go anywhere. Okay, so basically this the behavior. Identity is nothing but what is the number of the car. Basically we'll be having a car number. So that would be the identity. Now, when we talk about a class is not the real thing. It is just a template or a blueprint from which the objects are created. Because in object-oriented programming, what we do is how the objects are in real life. We do the coding according to that. So we first create a blueprint, and then you create the objects from those particular templates. So objects are created later. We'll take one example also. Class is a logical entity, whereas object is a physical entity. So object is an instance of a class. We can also say class is a factory of an object. Okay. So we'll take a small example for this. We'll take one small example just to illustrate what is a class and what is an object. We'll take the most basic one, that is student, because you are already a student, so you may be aware of what is. So let's take a student class. Now here, if you see, here the name of the class is student. Now here, what are the attributes? You will have roll number and the name. Okay, I'll remove all the other things which are extra over here on this part. Now here, when I want to create object, okay, we'll just see the basics. For advanced things, you can go for the next videos. Okay, so here when we talk, this is the template. If you take class here, student is the name of the class. Here, these are the two attributes for the student class. So we would have roll number, we would have name, okay, and we may have certain properties, or we can say certain methods related with the class student. So let's say we want to access the data, so we would write void accept. Here, whatever the accept related, that is, if you want to accept the information from the user, you would make use of the scanner class. So you have to use the import over here. We'll take a very basic example. Already you are aware of how to take the data from the user. We'll write import. Okay. We'll accept these details from the user. So scanner sp is equal to new of scanner system dot in. Okay, so we can accept the roll number. So we may just display on the screen system.out.println, enter student details. That is, you want to enter the roll number and name. Okay, so we can just accept the roll number first. So roll number is equal to sc dot next int. Same way we want to accept the name, so you would say name is equal to sc dot next. Okay, so we have created one method which is going to be accepting the data. Same way, if you want to display the data, you would have something like void display where we would display the data. So here we can simply display the data whatever we have entered and simply display it. This is the most basic uh, example. Okay, as the if you want to be more towards real life, then you have to go on coding more according to whatever is the requirement. So you will just display the student details over here. Okay, so you may just write student details, roll number and name. So display the data system.out.println. Delete from here. Then simply write roll number. Display the data. Same way you can display the name. Okay, so if you talk about this, basically when we are creating, now here we can understand the class name student. Here we have taken two details for simplicity, roll number and name. We have taken two methods over here. One is accept for accepting the data from the user, display to display the data to the user. Now this is just a template. Till we don't create the object, it is not going to take space in memory and it is of no use to us. So once you create, how do I create an object? You would write class name, then S1. S1 is nothing but object name equal to new. New is a keyword for creating object. And then again, this is the syntax. So we have created the first object over here, first object. So we can create as many objects as you like. That is what is the use of this. So class you can say is like a template. Okay, we can create as many objects as you want. So depending on the situation, but you don't have to create a variable so many times. You have to write this. You have to create this template only once. Let us run this program and see. So if you see here, problem is let us see, public static void main. We have not called the accept and display method. We need to call the accept and display method. Otherwise, we will not get any output. So we have just created the object. We have to call the accept and display method. Okay, this is for first object. Same way for the second object, you have to call the accept. So you will say s2 dot accept for accepting and s2 dot display for displaying the data. Okay, because till you don't call them, what will happen? Only the objects will get created. So now when you run this, okay, it is asking for the first student. So we can enter the data for the first student. Okay, then it is asking for the second student. So you can just enter the data for the second student. So this is how things are happening. The main idea is how we are doing it. We can create as many objects. We have created the template only once. We don't have to create it so many times. Okay. And whenever we want, we have to just create the object. So once we create the object, we can call the methods, whatever the member variables as well as methods are accessible. Okay, let us go to the next topic. I hope class and object is clear. Now the next concept is of access specifier. Now, is as far as your exam is concerned, we are having only public and private this time. We don't have protected and default, but still we'll just come and get an idea of this. If you see here, default is accessible inside the class. If you're not saying anything, that by default it is taking the default access specifier. Now you can refer this chart. Okay, let's talk about first default. Default is accessible inside the class. Yes, it is inside accessible within subclass. Subclass means you may have one more class inside the same package. So that is yes. Outside the package, no, it is not available. Accessible within subclass or outside the package, no. So package basically is what we can create our own package also. We can have our own classes together kept into a single package. Okay, private, when we talk about private, private means it is accessible inside the class only. It is not accessible anywhere outside the class. Now, there are certain data members we don't want to give them access, anyone, so we can make them private. It depends on the situation. Protected is nothing but accessible inside the class, in within the package, sub package, outside the package, no, and that is the only thing where it is not available. Public means it is publicly available everywhere. Now, what do you mean by this? Simply, if you make this data member, I'll give you a simple example. We just have to know, as far as the exam is concerned, you simply have to know what are these access specifiers. So only definition is asked, nothing more than that is asked. So let's go ahead. So when we talk about public access specifier, it's the highest level of accessibility. Okay, if you have to write public over here in front of the your data, you have to write the data type also. Before that, you will write public. So public means it is accessible everywhere. Private means if you make this particular variable private, it means it is not available outside the class. It will be available only to the methods which are there. It is not out. If any other class is there, they cannot access that data. Protected means it is available here if you make it protected. Now this display is protected. A dog is extended. We don't have inheritance in our syllabus, but just for this example, I have taken this. If you say dog extends animal, now this is dog is inheriting from animal. Now you can call this method, display method can be called over here. Okay, this is what is protected. Default means you don't specify anything. Okay, so what you need to know for this exam is only that what are these access specifiers. So we have four access specifiers: public, private, protected, and default. Public means it is available everywhere, anyone can access it. Protected means it is not accessible outside the package. Private means it is only available accessible inside the class. Default means it is available only inside the class and within the sub package. This you need to roughly remember this chart. And you can just refer to this definition. That's it. So we have understood data hiding basically is what? It is restricting the access of data. Okay. So how that is possible with the help of encapsulation also provides data hiding. So we have these access modifiers or access specifiers with the help of which this chart is very easy to remember. Public means visible from everywhere. Private means visible only from within the package. Protected means visible within the package and among its subclasses. Default means visible within the package only. So this is more easy to remember. In exam, you can write this. This is easy way of writing the thing. Okay.